Nice. Oh, hey guys. Hey, listen, it's not what you think it is. See this? This is Lowrider magazine. Toot, 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 toot. Remember that? The Lowrider. What's up, Rooster? Yeah. I was cleaning out my bedroom here and I realized I'm in this magazine. That's right. Look, I'm going to show you something. It's pretty cool. This is back in the day, pre-shave, before I cut my hair. If you look real close, there he is. Bottom of the page. That's right. Giving the crowd a laugh. Oh, look at that. He's giving the crowd a laugh with his Rick Astley haircut. That's right. He's clowning Rick Astley. Never going to give it up. That's right. All right. Enough of this. I almost said Playboy. This lowrider. Hold on. Oh, and we are back. I like the way that sounds. Great guest today. It's my buddy Brian Swinehart, a.k.a. Swine Time. This guy is a wild child. He lives by his own rules. He's a kind-hearted soul. He has a lot to tell us. You know, he did the wrestling tournament at 40 years old. He went back. You'll find out the results. You'll find out his stories of his pandemic. I don't know how to say it. You'll know what I'm talking about. The pandemic. The tales of the pandemic. Yes. So let's get into it right here, right now. Let's start that party in your ear holes.
Pocket party.
And we're back, everybody calling in. We got Brian Swinehart, Swine Time. What up, buddy?
Hey, I'm doing good, Darren. How you doing, man?
Oh man, you sound clear as a bell, dude. I like that. I like that a lot, man. So the last episode you were on, which wasn't that long ago, but we got a lot of downloads. I got a lot of DMs, a lot of fans of mutual fans of both of ours, and they like hearing us together. I think it's because we're really friends, and you know we've toured together. We have a lot of history, and you know I'm living the quiet life with the wife and the son and the family, and you're out there crisscrossing the country, you know, just living your best life, man. You know, like, see, I got married when I was 28, and you know, you're single, and you know, and I always see these guys online. They're like the pickup artists, but I feel like they're just BSing just to get views, and they figured out some model. But you really are a. Were you voted class flirt?
No, I wasn't class flirt. I was class clown, man. Yeah, I was class clown. So I already had my career set up in front of me. And, you know, I grew up in that little town. So I knew, I mean, by the time I graduated, man, I knew all the girls in my class since we were in kindergarten. So we were all pretty much like, you know, their parents. It's just kind of weird when you're in a small town like that. I mean, there are some people in my school, they married their hometown sweetheart or whatever, and that's pretty cool. I like those stories, you know, especially when they're still together. But yeah, that wasn't really me in my small town. I just kind of was, you know, I wrestled, I played sports, but mainly wrestling, and I just was goofball kid in school. I liked attention, and so I wasn't class flirt, but I was class clown, and that's what I was known for, was just being a goofball. So, you know, my career came pretty much that.
Yeah, my point is some guys, they don't know how to talk to women. They have no clue, and they get nervous around girls. But you're just all out. I've seen you in action, and you just, you know, the last time you were on the podcast, you told a story. I said, man, you know, I know a lot of us are, you know, some people are spraying, they're, you know, disinfecting their groceries, leaving them outside their door for 3 days. They're like, you know, they're wearing masks and a shield, and they got goggles and gloves, and they're really, you know, they're tuned into the.
Yeah, they're idiots.
Yeah, they're really going super far, and they're also like 35, 40 years old, and they're in pretty good health, and they're like, it's a trip to see, you know. But listen, I know they're, you know, there may be some strong language, but I know what you're saying. I also realize that they may be, you know, everything that they're.
They hate me back.
Yeah,
them and I, we don't get along.
Yeah, they're seeing you. They're seeing you with no mask and just living your life and going outside, and you know they're
being a human being.
Have you ever, when you were in LA, did people ever cross the street because you were walking toward them?
Oh well, I had a couple of these. I mean, okay, I'll try to stay out of politics on this. I'm trying to find the right words, but I had a couple of these ladies on the street yell at me because I was walking my dog without a mask on, and they're staying away from me. They're all about political out there in California. You know as well as I do. They're all about this political thing. They don't care about the actual mask and the safety. They got a political stance they're standing for out there, and that's why they're doing it. Sorry, man. You bring this up. I'm about to get fired up. I'm trying to keep it casual on your podcast. But if anybody wants to hear me go off on some of these politics stuff, because I sent out a rant yesterday.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I always tell people, this is a place that we like to go free of politics, but I do have, people with, I live in a wonderful, just like we all have friends with different viewpoints and stuff. And, and that's what I'm saying. I don't know if I'm down the middle or where I'm at. I don't even know where I'm at anymore because
you're down the middle, man. You know what's good about you, D? Is you're that friend that like you listen, you hear, and you don't really, and it's good for your comedy, dude, because people come to your show and they're not going to be, torn either way. They're going to be like, oh, that guy was funny, and they leave and they don't know what your politics are, and it doesn't matter what your politics are because you're funny, right?
Thank you, buddy. And I'm not really into, and I know people are super, opinionated these days, and I'm like, oh, whatever, that's good on them. But I don't know, it kind of gives me a headache and gets me sick to my stomach when I'm like, I feel like for me personally, I'm like, well, it's out of my control. No matter what I do, it's still the world's gonna go on. And it's like, I just realized that, early on, like, so I've seen people, you know how our buddies are, like they're on Facebook or whatever, and then they'll put something positive, and then everybody wants to get political over it. And I'm just like, God, what does that have to do with anything? And then some people just have that agenda where it's like, what do they just stay on the phone all day, 8 hours a day, just arguing people? Like, that's not my life. I don't want to do that. And I don't want to, so, but I do find it interesting that, with regards to, people being very cautious, like me personally, I'll wash my hands. I'm not going to, go out of my way to like, but then I'll look online and I say, also remember I'm in California and I go online and my buddy, Flip Schultz is touring. He's out and he moved to Florida and he's playing the West Palm Improv. And last night I saw a video, there's a band playing indoors after the show and he's at the bar having a good old time. And he's like, cheers everybody. And I'm just like, wow. Like, I feel like I'm in this weird world where, in California where they're like, it went from flatten the curve for 2 weeks to like now it's almost November. And then now I think they said,
they're lying. It's all political out there, man. You got garbage cans, politicians out there. Worst politicians in the world in California. I know we're not trying to be political, but 99% of the world would agree with that. That there are the worst, greediest, corrupt politicians in California. Hey man, I just did a wrestling tournament yesterday. You think that's 6 feet away?
Dude,
I'm wrestling dudes. I'm feeling better today than I felt yesterday before the tournament. You know what I mean? 'Cause I went out, I did something, I lived, and yeah, there were people with masks. They were trying to get everybody to wear masks, stay 6 feet away, but dude, life must go on, and so,
hey, before we get into wrestling, I know you're pretty brave, as I would say. I've seen you pick up dirty masks off the ground because you're like, I don't like littering, and you just literally will put your hands on these masks and throw them away. Which I personally would be like, ugh, like I know what you're saying, but I'm not going to pick up a mask off the ground that someone I don't know, and and so.
But man, what if? My thinking is, hey, what if they leave that mask on the ground and then some deer comes by and twists its ankle because of that mask? I got to help the environment. I'm not the type of guy that goes around yelling about environmental this and that, because I know that all these politics, Al Gore's a phony, AOC, they're a phony. All these people who are yelling the most about the environment are phonies. Then you got guys like myself who actually care about the environment, take care of the trees, take care of the wildlife, do their part. You never hear me complaining about global warming or any of that stuff because I'm actually out there taking care of the environment, picking up dirty masks that these liberals are throwing on the ground. Okay, so I'm actually out there doing my part, and sorry, I got my opinion in there. I had to.
No, I know, but, you're like, you're not, what's that called? Don't, when we were kids, when I was a kid, they had a thing about not being a litter bird and give a hoot, don't pollute, and And that
Dude,
kind
it's
of,
all the people. It's all the people who are young the loudest about these things that are the biggest pain in our butts, man. So that's why you don't see me post about global warming or any of that stuff. I just go out and pick up litter. My dad had a saying: "Leave the world better than when you came." You're supposed to improve the world. Your life is supposed to improve the world, not hurt the world. Now, I don't know if mine is improved or hurt. I guess that depends on whose opinion you ask for. But basically, his saying was, when you go camping, if somebody else littered, it's your job to pick it up because you saw it. Same with these masks. I'm not afraid of these masks, picking up these masks. I mean, I know I see how other people see it's gross. I see how most people would see it's gross, but to me, it's just like proving a point. It's wasteful.
yeah. It's funny. One time I got in your car and you just came back from a road trip, and I'm like, oh, this is where he keeps all the litter. It was all,
yeah, my car. Yeah,
it was all over.
Just cleaned it out today.
It was all over the passenger floorboard, and I'm like,
yeah. So yeah, man, it's my life is kind of chaotic, man. No doubt about it.
Yeah, man. So let me ask you about this wrestling tournament. So you did the wrestling tournament a year ago. They made a movie about it. The movie is called "I Cleaned My Room."
Yes.
I cleaned my room. And tell us why it's called "I Cleaned My Room."
So the movie is called "I Cleaned My Room" because when I was in high school, my whole life revolved around wrestling. I mean, from the time I woke up to the time I went to bed, it was all I thought about. I just wanted to go to the state wrestling tournament. I wanted to make it to the state tournament. So, and I sucked, when I started, when I was a freshman and stuff. I got beat almost every match. And then I kept getting better, and I had a great coach. And my senior year, my coach came over to my house. He saw my room. He's like, he couldn't tell if it was carpeted or not because there was so much stuff on the floor. Just a messy, tragic room. And he told me, "You need to clean your room." I said, "Coach, come on, dude. I don't want to clean my room. I want to wrestle. I want, and I kept going back and forth with him. He's like, "You need to clean your room because your mind is cluttered. You can't win. You're not winning the important matches because your mind is cluttered, because your room is cluttered. If you want to be a champion, everything in your life has to be perfect." And he was actually right, because my buddy was the 3-time state champ, and he got straight A's, clean room, said his prayers every night, right? But my life was still kind of chaotic. I'm the plastic clown. I didn't clean my room. Well, finally, Coach, he actually wouldn't let me come. So I would have practice with the high school team, and then I would go to his garage and practice afterwards, right? That was my whole life. And he closed the garage door on me and said, "You can't come. You got to clean your room before I'm let you come back to practice." And then my coach, he went and took the big gig. He was teaching some MMA fighters at the time, so he left for Florida. And I got beat a match before the tournament, and I went home that day, and I was so upset I broke, and I started cleaning my room. And the week before the state tournament, I cleaned my room. And then the week before the match to go to the state tournament, I cleaned my room. And then the tournament came to go to state, and I beat the dude who had pinned me 5 times.
Wow.
And then I pick up the phone, and I call Coach, and I'm crying. So Coach hears that I'm crying, and he's like nervous because he's like, uh-oh, he must have got beat, and he's calling me crying. And I said,
"He's got a dirty floor."
"Yeah, Coach, I cleaned my room. I'm going to state." And then Coach said he started crying. Yeah, he said he started crying. Man, he's on the other line crying, right? Because it was unbelievable. I mean, it was a big upset for me to win those matches against the dude who had pinned me 5 times.
That's awesome.
Everybody thought I was going to get beat again, except I thought I'd win. I think my dad thought I'd win. But my mom was optimistic. My coach, my high school coach, told me, "Just stay off your back." I was really encouraging, but it was actually great advice. But
what did he say about your back? Spin off your back?
Stay off your back,
so
I don't get pinned. Like, stay off your back.
Oh, it's hilarious. Like in wrestling, stay off your back. What other advice do I have? That's it, man. Stay off your back. It's what it comes down to. Stay off your back. I got to go down to Florida and train some MMA fighters now.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
So that's like some Mr. Miyagi type stuff from like the Karate Kid. You know what I mean? That's like some real,
exactly.
but it's funny how it really did work. It's like your mind was, you know what I mean? That's what they say, like, I guess in the military, like they want them to make their beds like so good. So the sheets are so tight. A quarter will bounce off your bed, My son, he became a black belt in Taekwondo, and I don't think he likes when I put that out there, but he's like, but I will say it teaches discipline, and for him, it's transferred over to music, and he's disciplined with his music. He's got a YouTube channel. You guys check it out, Os the Bass Boss, and he's disciplined about, okay, I want to work on this song now, and I want this video to go up by this date, and he's got like a schedule, and But I'll tell you, when my son when he makes his bed, I love the way he says it. He goes, all right, Mom, come look at my bed. And he always says this, it looks like it was made by a fancy butler. A fancy butler. I love that.
That's hilarious.
Okay, so last year, let me get this straight. So, you graduated, after high school, you wrestled, and then cut to, he's almost going to be 40 years old. Boom, you did a wrestling tournament. I want to say you weighed 165, and you did 2 matches last year.
Right.
And you lost both matches, and did you go the distance in either match last year?
Yeah, so last year I got pinned the first match, and then the second match I went the distance and scored a takedown.
When you say you went the distance, is that 5 minutes?
Yeah, because this tournament is a little different rules than the regular. Usually it's 3 2-minute periods, but this is just like 1 5-minute period. I'm going to tell you, I've run 2 marathons. I've ran 2 marathons. And the first match back, the first 30 seconds, I was wrestling the dude for about 30 seconds, and then we went out of bounds. And I thought, man, that minute or two must have went by now. And I looked at the scorer's table, and we've only been wrestling for 26 seconds.
Wow.
And I tell people in all seriousness, that first 26 seconds is harder than the marathon because it's just that fight. I mean, every bone in your body, and the fact that some dude is clubbing you over the head, and especially when you're 39 and your opponent's like 24.
Yeah.
Right.
Do you think did that make you think like, okay, conditioning and going for stamina is cool. Maybe I should throw in some sprints, let me do some, HIIT exercises, high intensity interval training. Did it make you want to do more sprinting?
Yeah. I don't like sprinting, but I should put that into the regimen more. Yeah. Yeah.
You're like, it made me want to, but I didn't, but it made me want to.
Yeah, exactly. You made me want to. I visualized it. I visualized doing that.
You visualize not eating McDonald's, not doing sprints.
Yeah.
Drinking your water in your body. So that was that year. So this year you went by and you did, from what you told me on the last episode, you did very little training. You just got the idea maybe a few weeks ago. You're like, I'm going to do it again.
Yeah. So the tournament was originally going to be this year in April, and then of course it got canceled because of Corona. All this stuff. And so they canceled the tournament, and then they were going to have it in October. And, I've been going back and forth from Ohio to LA, and my life has been chaotic, man. I mean, I mentioned it before, but just it's been a wild few months for me. And then,
wait, I just want to cut in for anybody listening that's thinking like, hey, wrestling isn't my thing. You guys, the podcast is going to go in a different direction a little bit. Brian coined a phrase. You tell him what that phrase is. That I love the phrase. Starts with a P.
What? Oh, pandemic pussy. Man, you love this. Huh?
Guys, he got on an airplane, went to Florida, and he got what he calls some
pandemic pussy. Come on, dude, this is ruining my game, this word, pandemic pussy. Now these girls are listening.
And so we real quick, we talked about it. Somebody came out of the woodwork and sent them a message, and we're going to get to that. But first, let's get back to this wrestling tournament.
We're talking about this wrestling tournament, man. They're going to get all confused, man. I want to tell my story. I love wrestling, dude. Pandemic pussy comes and goes, but wrestling is forever.
Exactly. Okay, so this year you weighed 10 more pounds. You didn't train as much. You walked in there instead of 165, you weighed 175. And
And I messed up too because I weighed 174.6. I thought the weight class was 175, but the weight class was 173 to 181. So if I would have lost a little bit of weight, I could have been in the other weight class. But then I looked at those guys, and they were animals also. So I was like, it really doesn't matter.
Right. But guys, this is hilarious because I have no idea what the results are, but sounds to me like there's some excuses coming down the line, but I don't know. I have no idea. Let me ask you this.
Yeah, there are excuses. I started off. Every time I saw the back, I said, oh, come on, man. If I would have done it, I would have lost 2 pounds.
Yeah, so, exactly, 2 pounds. So, let me ask you this. Did you clean your room?
The room is not cleaned. I'll be honest. It's better than it was when I came back from California a little bit, but I hadn't put in the training. My friend is a country music singer. He's awesome. His name's Park Manson. He had a gig in Troy, Ohio, and I had a couple of beers when I went to watch him do his country music station on Thursday. The match is on Saturday, so I had a couple of beers during the week. I did not train. I wasn't as prepared as I was last year. Okay, but mentally, I've been through it again since then. So I knew, okay, I did it last year. Mentally, I can do it again.
Yeah.
So,
so you walk in, boom, there you are. You're in this wrestling tournament. And how many matches? Okay, so you got your first match.
It's a double elimination tournament. So
you're guaranteed 2 matches.
You're guaranteed 2 matches. So my first match, I go out there, and I don't know the age of this kid, man. He must have been 18, 19, or 20. I mean, he had a baby face. Like, I know I was buying beers legally before he was born. Okay.
And did people kind of watch that because they're like, "Oh wow, look at there's Clayton or whatever his name is, this young kid, and he's wrestling a guy that could be his father or his
People watch my matches at these tournaments because my friend, it's his tournament. We wrestled together in high school. Now he's a big time coach, and he gets on the PA and makes announcements. On that number 7, stand-up comedian and actor from Los Angeles, coming all the way out to Cincinnati, Ohio, for this big match, Brian Swinehart, Swine Dog, Swine Time. And then, of course, people come over and watch me get.
Oh, God. Guys, do not let your life turn up like this. Here he is.
Exactly. Here's a reason to finish college.
With him, everything is a joke, including training. He'd rather watch a country music star and drink 2 beers. He thinks training is... All right, folks, if you want a real laugh, here he is. And you're like, no, man, this is the real deal, man. I clean most of my room. That's my training. So do they blow a whistle? Or are they like on track and they go, on your mark, get set, go? Or they go, is there like do they go, it's time? Or do they go, let's get ready to rumble? Like, what do they say when they want you guys to actually like start wrestling?
So we go out there and we go out to the center of the mat, shake hands, ref blows the whistle, and we start wrestling. So my goal, pure and simple, was to go the distance. That's all I want to do, man. After the first time, and I started off slow. Now I think that it was actually going okay the first few minutes.
Oh, that's good. Your goal is to last 5 minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
And last time I think you got pinned in like 30 seconds. First round.
59 seconds. Okay,
Damn.
let's not excuse your viewers here. Okay, it's about a minute. Okay.
Okay, cool. So the whole match could be on Instagram. That first one.
Yes, exactly. It wouldn't even be exactly.
It wouldn't switch over to IGTV. It would be on the full on Instagram.
No. Yes, exactly. So what I did, I come out there and I grab his wrist right away because I'm like, because several of the guys I've wrestled said, man, you got a good grip. And I know it's that old man. They're surprised, right? So I just kind of grab his wrist, and I'm just trying to take my time, and he tries to get points on me, and I hurry up and go out of bounds. The ref warns me, hey, you got to stay in bounds, And And then he gets a takedown on me, and we keep wrestling. And then I'm looking at the clock. I'm like, okay, man, we've done 2 minutes already. And then I'm like, okay, can I just stall this out and keep it close? And then the next thing I know, dude shoots in, grabs my leg, and he rolls me over, and I'm stuck on my back pin. Damn it, dude. I maybe lasted about almost 3 minutes. So it was longer than I lasted the first tournament against the first dude. But he still pinned me in it. And he pinned me in a way that the crowd was, "Ooh, man, that was a cool move."
Oh, that's not good. When they're like, "Ooh, you got him, ooh."
Yeah, man. His wrestling skills are a joke. So,
you're both feeling like winners. He's feeling like a winner because he pinned you, and you're feeling like a winner. You're like, I lasted 3 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. And then I did have some like things I wish I would have done different. I wish I would have been more on the offensive, but that wasn't really, on my game plan as far as just trying to last the distance. So then I'm supposed to have another match, and I'm getting ready to go out and wrestle, and my next opponent, he left the tournament because, for whatever reason, some of these guys, they're adults, so a lot of them are like me, kind of out of shape, or not a lot of, some of them are, out of shape, or they're just doing it for fun. And
they're like, our next wrestler is actually a juggler, and he works cruise ships.
I would love it. Give me a juggler. I feel like I could be a juggler.
He's a prop comic. That's funny. It's like wrestlers versus entertainers that can't work because of the lockdown or whatever.
Yeah. That'd be good.
So your next opponent, he took off.
Yeah, so then he took off. So then I got with this other guy who won the tournament last year, and he's a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt and trainer.
Oh, my God.
He's had MMA fights. And and everybody's always warned me about this guy because they say, oh, he's hard to take down because he doesn't wear shoes when he wrestles. And he wrestles without his shirt on. So he's hard to get a hold of. He doesn't even wear a singlet. He wears shorts, no shirt, no shoes, just like an MMA fighter. So I've always kind of been intimidated because they say, oh, don't, if you shoot, be careful because he'll choke you out. So now I got all this like negative images in my head, right? And we wrestle, and he got this weird style that I don't know how to deal with. And we wrestled, and he would take me down, but I think because he doesn't wrestle like the type of wrestling that we do there, he didn't know how to he didn't really go for a pin or anything. He would just take me down and let me up. He'd get 2 points, and I'd get a point. And I did go to the
it was more like cat and mouse. Like he was just toying with you and showing off to his.
Yeah. It reminded me when
yeah.
it was over. It reminded me of when Forrest Griffin fought Anderson Silva. Now, granted, Anderson Silva knocked him out, but the matchup, the way that Forrest Griffin didn't know what to do against him, that's how I felt. I was like, I don't know, I can't do anything, So, and at the same time, I'm still trying to last the distance, and I'm getting tired and winded and out of breath.
Do you think you were awkward for him, or do you think he had no problem with you?
He had no problem.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't close.
And yeah,
it wasn't close.
Do you think he was kind of being nice to you, or not really?
He wasn't being nice. But he, he liked the attention that the cameras were on, because I had one of my friends filming.
Oh my God, and, dude! It's a bad sign when they're like, "Hey, can I get a copy of that?"
Yeah, exactly.
I'm trying to get my YouTube channel going, man. I did. Come on, man. I could have pinned him in 2 seconds, but I needed more footage, eh?
Exactly, dude.
Oh,
exactly, man. Because I'm interested to see because part of what he does probably from being an MMA fighter is trips, right? Well, I'm not used to people tripping me, so he probably tripped me like 3 times, and that has to look funny.
Oh yeah, dude, he's tripping, bro. He's tripping. He's tripping. Hey, class clown, check it out. Trip. Oopsie daisy, you slip on the banana.
So I was hoping to win a match so I could retire. Because what I want to do is I want to win a match, and then I'm going to leave my shoes on the mat, and I'm going to retire.
So I can retire. Dude, so I can retire.
But I can't retire. I got to wrestle again.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah.
But I don't know how it's going to get easier as the years go by to win a match. But I know it's something I have.
You know what? You got to start putting the word out at some of these open mics out in LA. Like, yeah, if I can,
know,
you can do it. You know, yeah, you got to. I mean, is there a way you can request? Like, can I retire? Can I, hey man, can I wrestle someone like closer to my age or someone that isn't as, you know?
I'm sure they would try to set that up when they do the bracket because, you know, all the people there know who I am. I mean, they were already being generous to me because they didn't give me a match in the first round. So they gave me a bye. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
But
okay, so like that guy, that other older guy that like took off after his first match, like try to hunt him down and be like, dude, let's do it next year. I'm looking to retire, and I think you're the guy that's going to help me.
I can't say something like that. I gotta just, you know, I don't know. I'm gonna just have to. I don't know. I'm just gonna have to do some working out again and
tell the wrestling people, like, tell your buddy, like, hey, I'll come back and do the tournament like as a special appearance, and you know, I'll cheer people on, so you'll still get the draw that I'm here, but you know, I really want to like leave my shoes in the mat and just call it a day.
Well, but see, they know I want to do that, but I got to do it the right way. I can't be, you know, they can't just have some guy go out there and lose to me. I want to consider that a victory.
Yeah, you're like, I didn't grow up in this everyone wins a trophy generation.
Exactly, man. Exactly. And I do feel like maybe if I drew someone like closer to my age,
and this is gonna segue right into this pandemic. Yeah. So
you can't wait. I
can't wait. So before we go on, so you know, we talked all about this last time, like his wild lifestyle. Go back and check that out. It's on the YouTube channel. Brian Swinehart. We put it up in, I want to say late September or early October is when it went out, and we went into details on a lot of stuff. So anyways, he gets a message on Instagram, and I want you to read these messages in order. And the first thing I'm thinking is that it was a spam bot or something, or some kind of, but it's a real message from a real woman that reached out to him. I'll let you go ahead. Did you find it yet?
Yeah, we had matched on this thing called Hinge, but man, I'm gonna blast this. Oh, I don't care. This is one of the rudest text messages I've ever got in my life. So
Hinge is like Tinder or Bumble, I take it.
Yeah, exactly. So this chick messaged me. I should have responded last night at 1 a.m. because she just got home a bit ago. Anyways, but then today, so I didn't respond. You know, I'm busy. I got life. And here's what this nutcase sends to me. Okay, buddy, here's where I am with you. Mind you, I've never even met this lady. Okay? So you are all over the place, no stability. Well, obviously, okay? You can't keep running your life like this because eventually, like a candle, you'll burn out. I don't think so. I'm 41 and have more energy than ever before, but all right. I'm all about doing what I love, but I also have to sustain. There are things greater than success, which are good health and love. I hope you find balance. Can you have it all? I believe you can. Also, believe I am currently on your pandemic pussy roster for the Ohio area. So flattering, but yeah, that's not going to work. I'm not interested in just that and have about 10 fuckboys in my DM who can get the job done.
Oh my gosh.
All right, so right now I'm thinking, all right, I don't want AIDS. I don't want chlamydia. I don't want herpes. Real classy lady here. And then she says, I'm not necessarily looking for a relationship. I don't know. But I am definitely not looking for just a hookup. It's not going to happen. So maybe someday when you figure your stuff out and want to get together and do something fun, I will be around. Maybe. Smiley face. I also started following you on Instagram. But then you didn't follow me back. And I'm more interested in being your friend than being a fan. So here's my Instagram if you want to stay connected. And then she sent me a little kissy face thing. And then I responded, you sound crazy, no thanks. And then
Oh.
She responded, LMAO, that's why you have never been married and still live with your mom. So she's got some of her stats wrong. I have been married, but I don't live with my mom full time, but most of the time. This chick knows too much about my life or somebody I've never even had a phone conversation with.
Oh my God. You know, this is like a romantic movie. You guys are probably going to end up, I'm just going to meet her just to see what she's all about. And then, she's actually a really cool chick. And then the next thing you know, we actually are friends now. And then, you know what, D? You're never going to believe it, man. I'm going to leave my shoes in the mat, if you know what I mean. I'm retiring from single life. I'm going to get married.
Oh, she's already hit me with so many insults.
Oh, wow.
And who puts I have about 10 fuckboys in my DM. I mean, really. You're looking, what guy looking for a relationship? If she says she wants a relationship, what guy looking for a relationship wants some chick who's got 10 fuckboys? That just doesn't. I mean, she's sitting there insulting my lifestyle. Give me a break.
If you're on a date with her at some point, you got to drop in this sound bite from my son.
We're done with this interview.
Drop in what?
You'll hear it later when you listen to the podcast. It's my son going, "We're done with this interview." But yeah, it's that one. Yeah. But that's the thing, man. See, like some guys will put up with a lot. They'll be like, they would hit her back. Hey, I'm sorry. We should get together, and blah, blah, blah. Or Brian doesn't care. Brian is he's nice to people, but at the same time, he's straightforward. Like he'll just,
I mean, dude, I'm not going to take that kind of harassment from somebody I have never even met. Who is she to judge my life? Doesn't know any of the details of my life. Doesn't know what I've done or what I haven't done. I guarantee my life is more exciting than hers. I mean, come on, D. You know that to be true.
Yeah, I mean, she knows a couple details of your life. I don't know, so that's what's weird.
Well,
but
obviously, she's spending time. I mean, you and I had this conversation before. Like, I'm done following people on social media. You know what I mean? I cleared it down because I find it so annoying. And people will get so offended when I don't follow their things, but I'm like, I don't really care.
You know what? I want to tell people this story, and you're from I think Colby Covington is a UFC guy you like, and I think you live near Covington, Ohio, or something. And there was a kid from Covington, Kentucky. Am I right?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Tell us that story, because I'm a little bit familiar with it, but it's I know they went to catch us up to speed about what happened with the kid from Covington, Kentucky.
Okay, well, first up, Colby Covington is an MMA fighter, and I met Colby Covington through Adam Hunter at a show at the Stratosphere in Las Vegas, and Colby Covington at the time had only had 5 MMA fights, and Colby was just a cool guy. Adam said, this guy's an MMA fighter 5-0. And I was, oh, cool, man. I'll check you out, man. And then, of course, I went home and watched a couple of his fights. Like, oh, this guy's awesome. But he was real cool. We took a picture, and we were, like, talking and hanging out and stuff. And then, we kind of become friends on Instagram and kind of, message from time to time. And he even sometimes listens to, I did my podcast last year about the wrestling tournament. He sent me a message, go kick some ass. I was like, oh, this guy's awesome, dude. And at that time, he was the MMA champion, So that's Colby Covington, but he's from Florida, so he didn't really have anything to do with it.
But I will say this. Now, Colby Covington, I know people all over the map, like liberal, conservative, Democrat, Republican, people that are into MMA that do like him, because I've seen, like all our buddies like have photos with them. A lot of them are through Adam Hunter, sort of like was able to get different comedians to meet him. So, and everyone that's been in a room with them said he's really cool, really, he's a great guy. So, as opposed to if you just see him on TV and you're not really, you might be like, oh, this guy's so arrogant. But I like his persona where he's like, what up, nerds and virgins? This is your boy Colby Covington and blah blah whatever he says. But it's kind of funny. So
he's cool, man, and he did, and he's a smart guy, man, because you know, the UFC was like, oh man, you're not really, you know, they kind of wanted him to put on something because I guess when he was first fighting, you know, he didn't used to being an MMA fighter, and maybe he wasn't like people didn't know who he was, right? And then he just said, you know what, man, I'm tired of all this, and he just started coming out with his opinions and his thoughts, and he just kind of put on who he was, you know, kind of a character. I don't know if it's a character. I mean, it's just a part of it. Just like us as comics, right? I mean, when I'm here chilling by my pond or whatever, I'm going to be a little different than I am on stage, you know. So, but anyways, yeah.
So that's the reason that's the reason I remember the word Covington. So I remember one day I saw on the news like this kid went to DC and there was a group of school children and the Native American was, you know, they were like face to face and
okay, so that guy lives in Covington, Kentucky.
Okay.
That's Nick Sandman. Nick Sandman lives in Covington, Kentucky. Now that's a different story. So he was, you know, had a Trump hat on, and then the Indian guy, Nathan something, he was banging a drum, and then, you know, fake news CNN, they put up that Nick Sandman was harassing the Indian guy when the longer footage was not the case at all. The case at all was the Indian guy came up to him and was beating the drum, and he was just sitting there like a nerdy teenager with a goofy grin on his face, like uncomfortably not knowing what to do. And meanwhile, you have all these punks like Bill Maher and Trevor Noah, who, I mean, I challenged them to arrest him. I already said, I tweeted all this. I told all those guys, I would challenge, tweeted Bill Maher, I tweeted Trevor Noah. I said, you guys want to punch a kid? Because they said they wanted to punch this high school kid. I said, you guys want to punch a kid? Why don't you punch him in? I said, we can fist fight, we can UFC fight, we can wrestle, we can box. You pick how you want it done, and I'll do it against you, and we can do it to raise money for charity. And they back down like the cowards they are. Okay? So, anyways.
Real quick, yeah, what's interesting to me is that, you know, I didn't really follow it too much. I saw the picture like a lot of people did, and I didn't know if that was a smug on his face, look on his face, like the headlines made. I didn't know what it was. I didn't know what to make of it, but I knew that it had a special moment with you, and I don't know if it's because it was Covington and the whole Covington thing, but...
Well, that's because it was Covington, because I'm from Covington, and the fact that I coach wrestlers and high school kids and junior high kids, I know how they are, and I just don't think that a grown-up like Bill Maher or Trevor Noah should be threatening violence on a high school student.
Yeah, okay. and I don't know if it was you or somebody did sent me some footage that was longer, and I was like, oh, that's I didn't see that coming. And then fast forward, there was like Nick Sandman. He did some lawsuits, and I think he actually won.
Yeah, so Nick Sandman got over $25 million from CNN, and he's got more coming. Wall Street Journal, New York Times. I mean, this kid's going to be. I mean, I drove through Covington, Kentucky yesterday, and I told my friend I was riding with, I was like, man, that town's going to be rich because, you know, this kid got all that money coming into Covington, Kentucky now. And, I mean, he's made a lot of money. I mean, he kind of hit the lottery, you know, in a way, because, you know, they found out, you know, CNN's fake news. Wall Street Journal, New York, Washington Post, sorry, the Washington Post, New York Times, all of them are going down, you know, and it's about time these fake journalists go down.
Here's how this all ties back in. So we're back with the woman that sent you all those messages where she's like, you better settle down and this and that. And I said, you know, a lot of guys would just take it and be like, well, I don't know if I'm ever going to get another girl to reach out to me like this. So Brian, I remember this at the time you were like tweeting like, hey, at Bill Maher, if you want to fight for charity, I'm down. And then you called me and you were like, dude, I've had a crazy day. And it was like a bunch of stuff that had happened that day. And just one of the things was some woman reached out to Brian. She's like, yeah.
Yeah, so on Facebook, you know, after I lost my fingertip, on Facebook, some girl messaged me. I thought that's sweet. And apparently we met at a comedy show or something. And, you know, and we're talking, and so, oh, yeah, you want to go, maybe we can meet up for sushi down at Sushi Stop. I said, oh, yeah, I mean, let's do that. We set it up, we live close by. So we go meet for sushi, and we're sitting there talking, and she said, but something told me, man, I probably won't get along with this girl, But I go anyways, because, it was nice of her to check on me, and we'd met once before, which I didn't really remember, but kind of. So I go down there, and we're eating sushi, or we're at the sushi place, and then she tells me that, she said, yeah, I used to date Bill Maher. And I said, well, Bill Maher's a scumbag. And she said, what? I said, yeah. I said, he's a punk. Do you know how I can get a hold of him? Because I want to fight him. And she goes, I have his number. I said, well, give me his number so I can fight him. And then she, she freaked out, and we started arguing. And she says, well, let's change the topic. Let's talk about something else. She goes, what kind of, was the question? She said, what are some things you like or something? Well, I said,
she goes, what do you like? She goes, what do you like to do for fun?
Yeah. What do you like to do for fun? I said, well, fight. Yeah, I said, fight people who want to punch high school kids. And, because I really hate Bill Maher. And, she got up and she left. And I was like, oh, good.
We're
she
done
left
with this
before
interview.
before dinner arrived, so I'm going to eat the sushi.
How long did this last? Because that's what I'm saying. Was this after dinner? Or was it? Do you remember what you told me?
We hadn't even started dinner. I mean, this was literally
before appetizers.
Oh, yeah, dude. Maybe we had just got our drink, I think she had a glass of wine and I had a beer or something. So that's all it took for about the time that somebody would drink a glass of wine and a beer. Well, I hadn't even finished my beer. And so, it was like one of the quickest days. But, man, I had fun.
Yeah. Brian has no problem, speaking his mind or biting his tongue. He's like, it is what it is. And
yeah.
If the one day you do find that perfect woman, it's gonna work out.
Yeah. And if I don't, I don't. Because to be honest, dude, I've got things not bad. Okay, because when you're driving, when you can get up in the morning and say, what do I want to do today? Where do I want? It's a little selfish maybe, but if I want to jump in my car tomorrow and drive to Miami to see Flip Schultz perform at the West Palm Improv, guess what? Nothing is stopping me. I want to throw my dog in the car, go to Lookout Mountain. It's there at Denver, Colorado. I can go do it. So I don't know if I had someone kind of, control. I don't know. One of these. Hey, I need somebody cool. Not one of these control freaks who has 10 fuck buddies. So
you should write her back and be like, how about let's make it 11? Oh, buddy, you're the best, man. Listen, man, we had so many laughs with you, and I want you back on. And is there any words of wisdom you'd like to say? Anything in closing before we let you get on with your day? Man,
just take care of animals, dude. Animals. I was sitting out here and I just saw 3 or 4 deer go by, man. I love them. Just take care of your dogs, cats, animals. Because animals are awesome, man. They are better than people, So, I don't know. That's all I got. I don't know.
It's funny you say that. I saw, I don't know if animals are better than people, but I do know what you mean. The animals can be beautiful. Like, my wife last night was like, Darren, come outside. There's a frog. And I'm telling you, it's like all hands on deck. We're like, everyone, there's a frog outside. There's a frog outside. And we're like grabbing flashlights and I'm looking at the frog and it's like, he started to hop away and I wanted to film it, but it's like, there's something really cool about seeing like a bunny or a frog and you don't expect it. And it's like, it's exciting and makes you happy. Am I right?
Yeah, man. Big time. Big time.
That's so, it's cool, man. It's, when's the last time you saw a frog?
Frog? I see frogs every day. Because we got a pond out here.
Oh.
So, yeah. So I see them, they nestle up on this one tree. So, maybe not every day, but about every day. I can walk out there, see frogs, turtles. it's great out here.
Yeah,
California, I didn't see 'em.
yeah, that's so cool. Yeah, California, you mostly see squirrels or dogs with sweaters on. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah. All right, buddy. Hey, have a great day, man. And thanks again. And it's swine time. And you guys check out his YouTube channel. If you like this guy who's opinionated and lives a crazy life, check him out on YouTube and tell everybody you know that you like the Pocket Party podcast. And we'll see you later. Thank you, buddy.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
We're done with this interview.
Look at you. You made it all the way through. That was pretty cool, right? Hey, man, we all got to have that one wild friend. If you like this podcast, do me a favor, go to Venmo at Darren Carter Comic. Throw a little donation. It helps us out at Darren Carter Comic on Venmo. If you're more of a PayPal person, go to darrencarter.com. I got my PayPal button. And, we don't have a sponsor right now as you're hearing this. So every donation helps, man. If it's $1, if it's more than $1, if it's $5, it's 10, 20, 40, 30, whatever it is, we appreciate it. And I want to thank everybody who has donated in the past. And, it's moments like this that keep us all together, right? We're having a good time. We're laughing. And I had a big donation that came in. I wanted to thank her. It was a nice woman. I appreciate it so much. Oh, there it is. I found her name. Now, sometimes I don't know if I'm supposed to say people's first and last name, because I had a guy once who was like, you don't have to say my name, but if you're out there, I'm going to say your name right now. Pamela, we thank you so much. So thank you, Pamela. And all right, guys, get on with your day. Have a great one. And all right, as my old boxing coach would say, as all the boxers left, don't hurt nobody. All right, don't hurt nobody. And then I'd leave. He'd be like, be careful. So be careful. Don't hurt nobody, including yourself. And lots of love. Get on with your day. Darren Carter, Party Starter. Start that party in your life.
Everybody listen to Darren Carter. We all know he's the party starter. So if you want to listen to a podcast for free, then listen to the Pocket Party.